Welcome to the video lecture series of digital image processing. Today I am going to discuss multiple choice questions based on digital imaging systems. You must have studied about the types of imaging, types of components, sensors being used, physical aspects of image acquisition, biological aspects of image acquisition, and image storage and file formats. Let us begin today's lecture. First question is, commonly used single sensor for image acquisition is. Four options have been given and you have to pick which one is the commonly used single sensor. So photodiode is the commonly used single sensor. This is the correct answer. Second question is, arrangement of sensors in line for image acquisition is known as. Inline means where number of sensors have been arranged on one line, like in this manner. If this is a line, so multiple sensors have been placed. So this is what? This is the sensor strip. Option B is the correct one. Third question, the difference between the highest intensity and the lowest intensity level in an image is known as. So this is the contrast. Contrast gives the difference between the highest and the lowest intensity level. This is correct answer. Next question is, the smallest decimal change in intensity level is known as. What is that particular smallest change? That is the actually intensity resolution. Correct answer. Question number 5 is, dynamic range of an imaging system is a ratio where upper limit is determined by. So how this upper limit is being determined? Actually, in the case of the dynamic range, saturation is taken as the numerator. So this is why it is being taken. It is being calculated from the saturation. Let us check the answer. This is the correct one. Next question is, dynamic range of the imaging system is a ratio where lower limit is determined by. If you observe the formula, then in the case of the dynamic range, noise is taken in the denominator. So the lower limit is being identified from the noise. So option B is the correct one. Question number 7 is, CAT. You must have heard this term, CAT. So CAT in imaging system stands for what? CAT is a commonly used term in the case of the medical field. It is computerized axial tomography. So option D is the correct one. Question number 8 is, the section of a real plane is spanned by the coordinates of an image is known as. The section of a real plane spanned by the coordinates means for an image, whenever you are plotting any particular image and its coordinates have been drawn over there, it means that have been planned or designed in the spatial domain. Like if you are writing f of x comma y, so here this x and y are the spatial coordinates. So this section is actually, the answer is A, spatial domain. This is the correct one. Ninth question is, the process of using known data to estimate values at unknown locations is known as. You know that the image can be represented as a matrix. So if, for example, a matrix of 3 cross 3 is being taken, and here some of the values are known, like this is known, this is known, this is known, but some of the values are unknown. So if we are utilizing the known data to estimate the unknown one, that particular process is known as interpolation. A is the correct answer. Question number 10 is, name the process used on a digital image to alter the value of its individual pixels. What is that particular process where value of individual pixels have used to be altered in the case of the digital image? That is single pixel operation. You must have solved various numericals based on this single pixel. Let us check the answer. Yes, D is the correct one. Question number 11. Which of the following has the maximum frequency? 4 options have been given: UV ray, microwave, radio waves and gamma rays. Out of these 4, which has the maximum frequency? So gamma rays come first in the electromagnetic spectrum. So it must be having a maximum frequency. And the answer is also correct, which is D. Question number 12. Which color has the maximum wavelength? Options are blue, red, yellow and violet. Red color is having the maximum wavelength in the visible spectrum. And this is the correct answer as well. Option B. Question number 13 is, electromagnetic waves can be visualized as cosine wave, sine wave, tangential wave, any of the above type, means any of the particular wave. So electromagnetic waves, you must have played with the characteristics of the electromagnetic waves in the number of questions, and you know that it is a sinusoidal in nature. So option B is the correct one. Question number 14 is, wavelength lambda and frequency f are related with the speed of light c. From which particular relationship? The 4 options have been given, and you know that the lambda wavelength can be written as c upon f, and here you need to determine c. So c is what? Lambda into f. Lambda is the wavelength, f is the frequency. You can see out of these 4 options, D is the correct one. Question number 15 is, what is the unit of radiance? You have studied this term in your school as well, radiance. But what is the unit of radiance? You know that radiance is actually the total amount of energy that flows from the light source, and it is measured in watt. So what is the unit? Watt. Let us check the answer. B is the correct one. Question number 16 is, which of the following is impractical to measure? 4 options have been given: contrast, radiance, luminescence and brightness. Out of these 4, which particular factor is impractical to measure? If you observe these 4, you can summarize or you can recall that brightness is what? Brightness is the subjective descriptor of light. Since it is a subjective descriptor of light perception, therefore it is impossible to measure. So option D is the correct one. Next is, what do you understand by achromatic light? Achromatic is also known as monochromatic, that is light void of color, means option A. And this is correct as well. Question number 18 is, in which manner array operation can be carried out involving one or more images? Array operations can be carried out. Options have been given: pixel to pixel, column by column, row by row, array by array. So in the case of the image, you know that image can be represented in a matrix form where pixel to pixel operation is being carried out. So A is the correct option. Question number 19 is, which type of tools are used in performing tasks like zooming, shrinking, rotating images? You have studied various types of tools. In the case of the image processing, zooming and shrinking means upscaling and downscaling the image, means interpolation can be used. Let us check. Yes, interpolation, which is the option B, is the correct one. Question number 20 is, the type of interpolation where for each new location the intensity of immediate pixel is assigned. Which type of interpolation is this? Options are cubic interpolation, bilinear, nearest neighborhood interpolation and bicubic. So the type of operation where every new location of intensity depends and accordingly immediate pixels is being assigned a value is known as nearest neighborhood interpolation, which is the option C. Let us check. This is correct as well. Question number 21 is the ratio of the brightest and darkest region pixel is known as. What is this particular ratio term? Options are dynamic range, focal length, contrast ratio, and none of the options given over here is the correct one. So the ratio of brightest and darkest region pixel is known as the dynamic range. Yes, A is the correct option. Next question is the difference in the brightness perception between the foreground and the background objects is known as. You have studied the contrast. Contrast is actually being used to define and gives the difference between the brightness perception between foreground and background objects, and you must have written various formulas for the contrast as well, how to calculate it into the dBs and all. So B is the correct option. Question number 23 is amount of light falling on the retina is brightness. Amount of light falling on the retina is actually known as, termed as the brightness. So option D is the correct one. Question number 24 is type of systems where data processing or reconstruction is required before the image is reproduced. Options are direct imaging, indirect imaging, active imaging, and none of the above. So those systems where data processing or reconstruction is done before the image is reproduced is known as indirect imaging system. So B is the correct answer. Question number 25 is name the ratio which defines the size of the image to the size of object. What is that particular term which defines the size of the image to the size of object? So magnification factor, which is denoted by M, this is commonly denoted by M. It gives the ratio between the size of image to the object. So C is the correct answer. Question number 26. The process of increasing number of pixels is known as. In a given image, if you are increasing the number of pixels, means the size of image will also be increased, and this particular process is known as upsampling. And answer A is the correct one. Question number 27 is which one is a type of half-toning algorithm? Options are given as dithering, digitization, quantization. So out of these four, which is the type of half-toning algorithm? Here dithering comes into the category of half-toning algorithm. So A is the correct answer. Question number 28 is lateral inhibition of cones and rods creates the concept of. It gives the concept of what? Read all these four options carefully and you will get to know, and you have to identify, you have to pick the correct option, which is the simultaneous contrast. So lateral inhibition of cones and rods creates the concept of simultaneous contrast. A is the correct answer. Question number 29. Images are usually printed at a resolution of, in a printing industry, commonly used, which particular resolution is used? That is 300 dpi. Answer D. And this is correct as well. Question number 30 is vector images are created in. Here 4 options are available: Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Fireworks and SplashUp. So vectored images are different from bitmap. You know that, and these vectored images are resolution independent. So they are created in Adobe Illustrator. Yes, A is the correct answer. Question number 31 is the new format to display vector images is. There are 4 formats of images are mentioned over here, but which is the latest one, which is the new format? So scalable vector graphics, which is SVG, the answer A. It is the new format because there is no need to create bitmap version of the images. Let us check the answer. This is the correct as well. Next question is, which type of format can create a transparent image? For this, one can use PNG or transparent GIF format because they create see-through or partially transparent images. So out of these 4 options, you can see PNG is a type of format which creates the transparent images. So A is the correct answer. Question number 33 is, which file creates a perfect reproduction of the original image? From which particular file it is possible to create a perfect original image? The options are Shockwave, PNG, JPG and GIF. So GIF is the file format which creates perfect original image. Let us check the answer. This is correct as well. Question number 34 is, which image file is lossy format? Lossy format, where some of the information may be lost. MPEG, PNG, JPEG or GIF. So out of these 4, JPEG is a file format which is lossy in nature. So let us check the answer. C is the correct answer as well. So I hope from out of these many questions you will be able to recall the concepts which you have studied in your class as well. Next question is, types of computer graphics are. What are the types of computer graphics? The options are given as vector and raster, scalar and raster, vector and scalar and none of these. So out of these 4, vector and raster are the types of computer graphics. Let us check the answer. This is correct one. Next question is, vector graphics is composed of. The options are given as pixels, paths, palette and none of these. Since you know that there are 2 basic types of images, the raster images and vector graphics. Raster images consist of the pixels while vector graphics consist of paths. So vector graphics is composed of multiple paths. Let us check the answer. Yes, B is the correct answer. Thank you so much.